Clark the Shark Loves Christmas, written by Bruce Hale, illustrated by Guy Francis. It was Christmas at Theodore Roosterfish Elementary, and all the fish were in a flurry. But no one was more excited than Clark the Shark. It says, Happy Holidays. In a flurry. What does in a flurry mean? Well, fish were in a flurry. It means it's another word for swirl, another word for like a number of things happening at the same time. They are in a flurry. Christmas rocks. Clark yelled, I love the decorations. And the cookies are even better, he cried. But the caroling is the best, he yodeled. La 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 la. That's how you yodel. Cool your jets, Clark, said his friend Joey. Mackerel, the best part of Christmas isn't munching and crunching and singing too loud. What do you mean? Asked Clark. It's hard to explain, said Joey. Then Mrs. Inky Dink announced. Miss Inky Dink. Time for Secret Santa. Secret Santa? Said Clark. I didn't know Santa was a spy. Cool. Mrs. Inky Dink explained that everyone will pick a name from a hat. And whichever name you drew, you'll get the classmate a gift. But you can't tell who you picked, she said. Where does the spying come in? Clark wondered. Everyone picked names. Clark chose Benny Blowfish. But all he wanted to know was, who picked my name? Nobody spoke. It's a secret, said Mrs. Inky Dink. I hate secrets, said Clark. Then Clark had a sharky idea. He has a really bright idea, maybe. He told Joey, now I get it. The best part of Christmas is getting presents. So what are you giving me? But Joey just shook his head. Over the next few days, Clark tried to spy like Santa. He peeked into his classmates' desks to figure out who had his present. But all he found was a shell, a sand dollar, and an old peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Ew. He tried to trick his friends with rhymes like every fire has a spark. I bought a gift and it's for. But nobody confessed. Secret Santa stayed top secret. Nobody confessed. In this story, you notice that Clark, he really wants to know who is his Secret Santa, who is going to give him a present. So he tries all his might to find out. And with this rhyme, he says, every fire has a spark. I bought a gift and it's for. But nobody confessed. Confess. What does confess mean? It means that nobody admits that they will tell, they're not telling him, or the fish is not going to tell him or admit that it's the Secret Santa. One morning, Mrs. Inkydink told the class, "Today is your last chance to buy a gift because tomorrow is Secret Santa Day." "Oh boy," said Joey. "Oh joy," said Amanda Eelwiggle. "Oh no," cried Clark. He had tried so hard to learn what his Secret Santa was getting him, he had forgotten about Benny's present. Even worse, he had blown his allowance on the newest issue of Captain Suckermouth. Could Clark just give his favorite comic book to Benny? See here. Here's the problem of the story. Clark, he tried so hard to learn who is his Secret Santa, he forgot to buy Benny a present. And he doesn't have any money because it said he blown his allowance on this magazine. The next morning, everyone placed their presents around the classmate tree. There were big gifts and small gifts, lumpy gifts and thumpy gifts, but which one was Clark's? One by one, kids claimed their presents. "A hula hoop," said Amanda. "Perfect. I love to wiggle." "A baseball cap," said Billy Ray. "Someone really knows me." "Socks," said the Sid the Squid. "Thank you, Secret Santa." Look at all his socks. Clark looked around at his smiling classmates with their perfect gifts, and his tummy gave a twinkle, a twinge. He should have gotten a kazoo. Did Benny even like comics? Clark whispered to Mrs. Inkydink, "I have a problem." "What is it?" she asked. "All the other Secret Santas got the right gift for the right person," he said. "I'm afraid mine's not so hot." Mrs. Inkydink patted his cheek. "It's the thought that counts." Clark cringed. It means he feels bad. He had been thinking only of himself. At last, it was Benny's turn. He ripped open the wrapping while Clark held his breath. "Wow, Captain Suckermouth," said Benny. "I love Captain Suckermouth. Thank you, Secret Santa." Clark was so relieved. He blurted, "You're welcome." Everybody laughed. "Well, so much for that secret," said Mrs. Inkydink. Then Clark got a sweet surprise when he unwrapped his own present. "Secret Santa's been spying on me," he cried. "Yes, he has." Benny grinned. Look. They have the same magazine. Do you think Benny is the Secret Santa? When all the gifts had been opened, Carl class continued its party with cookies and carols and Christmassy fun. "Christmas rocks," said Clark, "but one thing about Christmas rocks most of all." "What's that?" asked Joey. Clark the shark smiled. "If you want to be smart, always give from the heart." Give someone a gift that they love. That's what he means by always give from the heart. Thoughtful gifts. The end.